In the Earth's shadows, where known truths blend with mysteries, strange events make us question what we know about reality. Among these mysterious occurrences, one stands out for its unsettling nature: the black stickmen. Could the ancient cave paintings scattered across the globe have been early warnings depicting entities that transcend time and space? Is it conceivable that beings have mastered the art of dimensional travel, appearing in our world as mere observers or harbingers of something beyond our understanding? These questions form the crux of our exploration today as we delve into the eerie world of the black stickmen. The black stickmen are an anomaly. An encounter with them is not just rare. It is a dive into the paranormal. It is believed that the rules of our physical world do not bind them. These entities are described as pitch-black figures devoid of any discernible features. Imagine a child's drawing: a circle for a head, a straight line for a body, stick-like appendages. They are reported to match the height of an average human, while others tower ominously, reaching heights of 8 to 10 feet. Their movement is often characterized by a lolloping gait, a description that evokes a sense of eerie, disjointed motion, further alienating them from any known creature. Witnesses describe these entities as exceedingly thin, towering, faceless figures with circular or oval heads, embodying the quintessential stick figure. Eyewitnesses often recount the stickman's movement as bouncy and fluid, yet eerily silent, with no associated sounds. Predominantly observed in black, there have been occasional sightings of white figures. Unlike certain paranormal entities that might seem oblivious to their surroundings, stickmen appear acutely aware, exhibiting strong reactions to being observed. Some reports describe stickmen flailing in fear of being noticed, while others depict them as curiously watching or following the observer. Stickmen sightings occur in various settings, often in dimly lit areas like alleyways, forests, and parking lots, with no discernible pattern. A chilling aspect of these encounters is the profound sense of dread and fear reported by witnesses, a feeling so intense it's likened to encounters with black-eyed kids. This emotional response, coupled with physical sensations like a static feeling in the air and low barometric pressure, hints at the stickmen's otherworldly nature. This phenomenon is more than a mere tale to me. It is a personal encounter that influenced my interest in the paranormal. Back in 2005, amid frequent episodes of sleep paralysis, I experienced something unusual. One night, during a sleep paralysis episode, I saw a black stick figure at the foot of my bed, its shape eerily flat and bent over. Feeling a strong sense of dread combined with overwhelming exhaustion, I fell back asleep. The figure was gone when I woke up, making me wonder what had happened. Was it just my imagination, a side effect of sleep paralysis, or something more? This experience left me with many unanswered questions that sparked my interest in the paranormal. The mystery of black stickmen, shadowy figures that have permeated modern paranormal folklore, may extend far back into human history, touching the very dawn of our artistic and symbolic expression. The earliest manifestations of human creativity, found in cave paintings and petroglyphs, worldwide offer compelling evidence that depicting entities in simplified stick figure forms is an ancient practice. These visual representations, found in the ancient depictions of mimes in Australia or the Indalo in Spain, serve as a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with portraying the essence of beings in a minimalistic style. The tradition of depicting figures as simple lines and circles can be traced back tens of thousands of years, showcasing how early humans sought to capture the essence of their world. This practice wasn't merely artistic, but a way of recording and communicating essential aspects of daily life, spiritual beliefs, and the beings that populated their mythologies. Such representations were not confined to the prehistoric era. They evolved into the logographies used in ancient writing systems, such as those of the Egyptians and Chinese, where images served as symbols for words or morphemes. This simplification made depicting people and objects more abstract yet universally recognizable across different cultures and periods. In the context of mundane manuscripts, celestial beings known as uthras were illustrated using stick figures, indicating a spiritual or divine aspect attributed to these simplified forms. This tradition suggests that depicting entities in such a rudimentary manner could convey a sense of otherworldliness or spiritual significance. This concept resonates with the modern encounters with black stickmen. The notion that ancient cave drawings and petroglyphs might have depicted creatures akin to the black stickmen of contemporary paranormal encounters is fascinating. It proposes a continuity of human experience and interpretation of phenomena that transcend the boundaries of time and culture. With their rudimentary but expressive lines, the ancient artists might have attempted to capture encounters with entities beyond their understanding, just as individuals today seek to comprehend the mysterious sightings of these shadowy figures. The tale of the Wamagemeswak, as chronicled by Margaret Ronan in her 1974 anthology Master of the Dead and Other Strange Unsolved Mysteries, offers a compelling parallel to the modern phenomenon of black stickmen. The chapter titled Wamagemeswak narrates the haunting legend of a spirit so emaciated that it becomes nearly invisible when viewed head-on, manifesting only when seen from the side. This spectral entity, associated with the Native American tribes along Maine's Penobscot River, is depicted as an evil force unleashed to target white settlers, marked by its distinctive triangular bite marks. The Wamagemeswak's description is uncanny to contemporary reports of black stickmen, particularly in its depiction as a thin, almost two-dimensional being. This narrative thread weaves through various cultures and epochs, suggesting a persistent archetype within human folklore, a slender, shadowy figure that exists beyond the usual perceptions of depth and form. Further, the Wamagemeswak story resonates with the broader mythology of the Wendigo, a creature rooted in Algonquian legend, known for its gaunt appearance and ravenous hunger. The Wendigo is often described as a skeletal figure, so thin that it is practically invisible, echoing the two-dimensional aspect of the Wamagemeswak and the black stickmen. These legends, spanning from the cold winters of the Algonquian territories to the forests of South America, underscore a universal fascination with entities that defy conventional physicality, manifesting as eerie, stick-like figures. Interestingly, while the Wamagemeswak is portrayed as a hostile entity in a Ronan's account, other interpretations within Abenaki mythology present these creatures in a more benign light, suggesting diversity in the roles such spectral figures can play within their respective cultural narratives. The variance in portraying these thin, almost two-dimensional beings, from protectors to predators, enriches the tapestry of folklore surrounding entities that challenge our understanding of form and space. The black stickmen also share intriguing similarities with the Żerdziaj or Żerdiaj from Slavic mythology, known as Longshanks. Żerdiaj is depicted as an exceedingly tall and lanky figure whose limbs are likened to tree branches, possessing a height so remarkable he can warm his hands at the top of a chimney. This comparison draws a compelling parallel between the contemporary sightings of black stickmen and ancient mythological entities. Its behavior, wandering through streets and peering into the windows of homes, mirrors the enigmatic nature of black stickmen's sightings, where these figures are often described as moving with no apparent purpose or direction. Furthermore, its tendency to pull pranks on people due to his jealousy of their lives adds a layer of interaction not commonly reported with black stickmen. Yet, it emphasizes the idea of otherworldly beings fascinated by human existence. While the black stickmen have been compared to the Slenderman concept, it is essential to note that their presence in folklore and witness accounts predates the creation of Slenderman, a fictional character born from a 2009 internet meme by Eric Knudsen alias Victor Surge. The rise in discussions and sightings of these enigmatic, tall, and thin figures in online forums began in the early 2000s, well before Slenderman entered the cultural zeitgeist. This historical precedence suggests that the black stickmen are part of a much older folklore tradition, reaching beyond the digital era's imaginative creations into a rich tapestry of myth and legend. The black stickmen could be linked to the broader category of shadow people. This phenomenon includes descriptions of shadowy, human-like figures reported in various cultures' folklore and religious texts throughout history. Such entities range from the jinn in ancient Islamic theology to the Nalusa Cheeto in the Native American Choctaw tribes' mythology. The term shadow people itself, popularized by paranormal researcher Heidi Hollis, refers to dark, human-shaped silhouettes that typically appear in our peripheral vision, often associated with times of stress or sleep paralysis. While shadow people have been part of human lore for centuries, with reports dating back to the early 20th century, the black stickmen are distinct in their two-dimensional appearance and peculiar behaviors. While there are likely thousands of accounts online surrounding the Black Stickmen, one of the earliest mentions in mainstream media can be traced back to a Listverse article published on April 24, 2009, authored by Dana. The article, Top 10 Bizarre Modern Paranormal Phenomena, featured the Black Stickmen phenomenon as its third entry. Following the publication, the comments section became a hub for individuals to share their encounters with this enigmatic phenomenon. One commenter named Simon Howes wrote, "In 1982, when I was a student nurse at Worley Hospital, Brentwood in Essex, England, I encountered a stick person in the grounds of the hospital as I was walking home one night. It lopped across the roadway, having been seemingly pressed up against a wall. It stopped when it saw me and raised its arms in fright and quickly walked off into the undergrowth. It was very tall, with very thin, extremely long arms and legs, and a very small oval head, totally black and no obvious clothing. I saw no face, even though it emerged very near a street lamp, and so was well illuminated. I was terrified, and to this day, no one believes me." Several comments highlighted how the article validated their previous encounters with the phenomenon, noting it was the first time they had seen it discussed publicly. "I've actually seen the stick guy in the middle of a day, close to noon full sun, alongside a country road, and got within 30-35 feet of him before he turned sideways and winked out like paper folding in on itself. He was flat, deep black with elements of dark grey that highlighted some details. Curiously enough, he was actually wearing what looked like a top hat, the movement I wouldn't describe as dancing or lolloping so much as the way a puppeteer might move a Japanese paper shadow puppet, turning as if mounted on some giant stick and limbs, moving like they were being rotated by some outside force, not like normal joints at all. Until this list, I'd never heard of anyone else who'd seen anything like it. Unlike the other viewers, it didn't really inspire terror. More of a, what in the world is that? And me going towards it. Didn't find any trash or debris, so I have no idea what I saw." A YouTube video uploaded on November 29, 2007 by user SusieLinda17 has ignited online discussions. It captures two humanoid figures on a roof. Although the title suggests aliens, the figures closely resemble the thin, stick-like form associated with Black Stickmen. The video's low resolution and shaky footage have led some viewers to quickly label it a hoax, a common trait in many such videos. However, others argue that the video's poor quality and camera shake could lend authenticity, contending that these elements make CGI manipulation challenging. An interesting theory proposed is that the intense sunlight distorted the appearance of what could be roof workers, creating the peculiar image captured in the video. Yet, the unusual movement of the figures has led some to doubt they are human. This video was also a topic of discussion on the Above Top Secret forum, where opinions were divided between it being a trick of light or a deliberate hoax. A commenter with construction experience noted the absence of safety scaffolding typically required for roof work, which added another layer of mystery to the figure's presence. The video's authenticity remains unverified, with no further updates or information from the uploader. While the theory of poor lighting conditions due to the video's low quality is plausible, it leaves open the possibility that this could be an actual sighting of the Black Stickmen. A thread initiated on the Above Top Secret forum on March 2, 2011, reignited discussions about the Black Stickmen. This thread centered around photos discovered by the original poster, which they found on an anonymous image board accompanied by a story translated from Spanish. Yesterday at 20:30 hours, just when I was about to leave the office, I heard a very strange, sharp buzz that came from the outside that made me look to the outside to see what it was about. When I looked in the direction the sound came from, I saw a long and very thin shadow with a copper color that, after a while of not moving, started walking towards the light. It was in that moment that I got very scared because I could see clearly that it was not a normal person. It had no face, and its body looked like a stick made of one piece. I went looking for my cell phone camera to take a picture of it, and to my surprise, when I came back, that thing was higher than the wall of the building, and it kept growing and stretching until it reached the second-floor windows of the neighboring building. It suddenly jumped up the walls and began to climb up to the roof, where I lost sight of it. I kept hearing the buzz for some more seconds until it disappeared completely. I was able to take 3 pictures of it. I've spent the whole night thinking about it, but I have no idea what could that be. Specific observations include the stick figure in the first photo doesn't appear three-dimensional, resembling a shadow on the ground rather than a standing figure. The head of the figure in the first photo seems abruptly cut off with a halo effect, suggesting possible photomanipulation. A light turned on in the first photo, and off in the second, suggests a light in the window, rather than a reflection. The second photo shows clear shadows in volume, contradicting the idea of Photoshop manipulation. The second photo depicts the figure as approximately 25 feet tall, with legs extending beyond a single story. Questions about the car lights and reflections in the photos raise further inquiries. The quality of the photos is likened to that of older phone models. Specifically mentioned is the Verizon Razr, which is known for similar image quality issues. The third photo shows very minimal details. The authenticity of the 2011 image remained in question, but by 2013, 2 years after its initial posting, a video began circulating online. Dubbed as footage of Slenderman climbing buildings in Russia, the video depicted a stick-like figure moving across a Russian building exterior, eerily reminiscent of the buildings in the 2011 images. Although the original video upload was removed, numerous re-uploads appeared. The person who posted the 2011 image commented that they considered reviving the thread with a new video, but ultimately chose not to, labeling the video as a probable fake, noting the video uploader's lack of previous activity, and questioning the video's sudden appearance under a title in both Russian and English. This situation grew more intriguing when someone unearthed another Russian source for the original image on the 4th page of the forum, suggesting the possibility of a single hoax's involvement. What puzzled the original poster was the lengthy interval between these releases without a clear motive, diverging from typical hoaxer behavior that often involves leading the audience along. The video analysis reveals an intriguing detail. Adjusting its brightness uncovers a creature seemingly climbing over a roof's edge, a nuanced movement not apparent in the original footage. This sophistication hints at a level of effort uncommon in typical hoax videos, suggesting advanced animation techniques or software might have been employed. The creature's movements are notably non-linear, lacking the smooth transitions characteristic of simpler animation tools. This, coupled with consistent video noise and accurately emulated lighting, raises the question of whether the video is an expertly crafted animation or captures something real. Discussion around the creation of this video points to the use of high-end software such as Autodesk Inferno or Flame Premium, Maya, and Softimage, which can render detailed, lifelike animations. Blender 3D, an open-source platform, could also achieve similar realism if wielded by a highly skilled animator. Given the professional quality and implied costs, this blend of potential tools fuels speculation that the video could be a viral marketing stunt. Critique within the conversation challenges the perception that adding realistic video flaws is difficult, arguing that even basic video editing tools could achieve complex effects, especially in the hands of skilled professionals. Moreover, a simple technique involving transferring animations through devices that introduce artificial noise is discussed to enhance realism, suggesting high-quality animation can be produced without expensive software. In a blog post, Lon Strickler, a noted Fortean researcher and the mind behind the Phantoms and Monsters blog, delved into an intriguing sighting featured in the Paranormal Caught on Camera show, specifically Season 4, Episode 18, titled West Virginia Slender Man and More. The incident, dating back to July 2014, involved Lori-Ann Butler, who unknowingly captured a mysterious figure while filming deer in a field opposite her Rancho Verde, West Virginia home. Years after recording, in January 2020, Lori-Ann reviewed her footage and stumbled upon an anomaly she hadn't noticed before: a slender, stick-like figure darting across the field from one tree to another. This sighting left Lori-Ann baffled and slightly unnerved, as she described the figure as a tall, dark figure up on stilts that moved unlike any human, emphasizing the absence of any people in the area. Although I could not locate the original video from the episode, Lon Strickler has provided screenshots from the footage on his blog, giving a glimpse into this mysterious sighting. Unfortunately, an analysis of the video's legitimacy is unattainable without the original footage. The earliest discussion I've discovered on the topic of black stickmen dates back to a thread in a Fortiana forum initiated on January 14, 2003. A commenter shared their encounter with these entities from October 31st, 1978 in this thread. The story is as follows. The following account is slightly shortened but otherwise unchanged and comes from my diary record for Tuesday, 31st October 1978. Only the names have been changed. We were all aged between 15 and 17 at the time. The loose valley referred to is near Maidstone in Kent. My diary record also indicates that there was a new moon on that night. I will record a rather unpleasant experience which took place tonight. A group of about 10 of us were sitting chatting in the loose valley at about midnight. After about 45 minutes, Will leapt to his feet, slapping his head, saying there was a bee in his hair. He looked absolutely terrified. Both Dorothy and I saw the outline of a tall, thin figure wearing a hat dancing behind him. Will said later it was as if a terrifically loud buzzing was coming up through the top of his head. However, only Rachel heard any buzzing. We partially satisfied ourselves that it must have been a bee's nest, and so we moved a little distance away. As we moved away, Dorothy and I saw a ring outlined in the grass, which enclosed where we had been sitting. Eventually it started raining, so we headed for Rachel's house. As we left, I turned around and saw the same thin black figure walk across the opening between the trees to where we had been sitting. We had been sitting in Rachel's bedroom for a while, when I looked at Will, who was reading, and saw an amorphous black blob drop out of his hair onto the bed. I was the only one who saw this. A few seconds later, a black shape started whizzing around. The main movement was from bottom left to top right as I was sitting, getting larger during the movement and inducing a great fright. About 4 people altogether saw this. Later the girls slept in a room together. Apparently Rachel and Molly saw the black blob in the curtains during the night. I, however, had an excellent night's sleep. On first awakening I saw the thin black figure silhouetted against the wardrobe doors. I must admit I lost my calm last night and was bloody terrified by the whole thing. I've now moved away from the southeast, but I occasionally meet Will. Even 20 years later, he has been extremely unwilling to discuss the events of that night in any detail, as he still found the memory disturbing. During our last meeting, I gained a little more of his account. He was not aware of the thin figure which I saw behind him during the initially buzzing. Unprompted by me, he did recall the black blob falling out of his hair, which I thought I alone witnessed. However, he recalls it dropping onto the pages of the book he was reading rather than onto the bed, as I recalled. Will also recalls more of the girls' account of their night after retiring. Apparently, the blob had several times appeared near the curtains and moved them, while silhouetted against a bright light which appeared to come from outside but did not correspond to any street lamp or likely car lights. The discussion expanded to include over 300 comments, with people sharing their personal experiences and theories, with the latest contribution made on January 7, 2024, underscoring this phenomenon's ongoing interest and relevance. Despite numerous accounts of encounters with these mysterious entities, their true nature remains a mystery. Theories about their origins vary widely, suggesting they could be anything from mere figments of the imagination, ghosts, demons, or other spiritual entities, to astral bodies, time travelers, interdimensional beings, or even aliens. What stands out about this phenomenon is the consistent similarity of experiences reported by people from diverse parts of the world. The mystery surrounding the black stickmen phenomenon presents a fascinating intersection of folklore, paranormal research, and collective human experiences. If you have any experiences or theories related to this intriguing topic, please feel free to share them in the comments below. If this discussion on the paranormal and the unknown caught your interest, consider liking and subscribing. Your support is not only appreciated, but also crucial for the growth of this channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.